Yes, my name is Amit Singh. I'm glad to be here. And I was talking to Chris the other day, and he was telling me that a local reporter told him that it was this particular primary was very interesting because the candidates did differ on a number of issues. So, which is true, because if we didn't, I wouldn't be running at all. So, so I am glad to be here because I do bring some different ideas to the table, and some ideas that are really old ideas that are just coming back into fashion. We differ on things like the economy, how to deal with national security, and how to deal with immigration. With the economy, I know both of us have signed the Grover-Norquist tax pledge, and so we're not going to raise taxes. But fiscal responsibility is really more about spending. And I've taken that extra step to also sign the Citizens Against Government Waste pledge as well. Because we know if we continue to spend like we do, it doesn't matter how much we tax, we're going to continue to go further into debt. And that's something we can't handle. I do not advocate the expansion of things like Medicare and S-chip, because as you know, this is the first year that Medicare, the trust fund, is losing money, and it's scheduled to go bankrupt by 2019. So we can't do fiscally irresponsible things with our health care. I'm glad, I think many of you probably saw John McCain's plan that came out yesterday, which is perfect because it was right in line with what we've been advocating since the beginning. We want to get away from employer-based, socialized healthcare that the Democrats are advocating and go to more individual, free market type healthcare, which will not only make quality go up, but also make prices more affordable. So I'm glad to be with John McCain on that as well. And when it also comes to Iraq, you may have heard a statement made by John McCain that I completely agree with, that the insurgency in Iraq will come to an end when Iraq has a better economy and more jobs. And I've worked in the intelligence community for 10 years now, and I work with soldiers on a daily basis that are tactically deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, and I specialize in building prototypes for counterterrorism. So I see a lot of what's going on the ground, and it's true. We have a lot of young men who are being recruited by militias because the militias now are actually paying fighters, because our military has killed off all the guys who are willing to die for free. But with the 20% unemployment rate in Iraq, with the 20% unemployment rate in Iraq, they're actually able to recruit. Meanwhile, the Iraqi government has a $25 billion budget surplus that they're not even able to spend, or they're not spending. And what we really need them to do is to put that money into their economy and build up that middle class. And we need our politicians to put that pressure on them. And that's one of the reasons I'm running, because we need to put pressure on the Iraqi leadership to take control of the country. Because without that, we cannot bring our soldiers back home responsibly and with honor. So that's another area that John McCain and I also agree on. And national security is more than just what's going on in the Middle East. It's also what's going on in our back door. And I'm a strong advocate for border security. I don't care if it's made out of bricks and mortar and if it's not aesthetic to others. I don't want to hold anybody, the border security, hold them back at all as far as what they need to do to protect our borders. I also have a comprehensive plan. A lot of people think that every illegal immigrant comes over the southern border. In fact, 45% of illegal immigrants come on a commercial airliner legally on a tourist or student visa, and they stay past the visa. That's how the 9/11 hijackers came here as well. So we also, the United States, for some reason, is one of the few industrialized nations that doesn't have an exit visa program, which is ridiculous to me because it's a very simple thing. So we really need comprehensive solutions when it comes to immigration, the economy, the war on terror, and a number of other things. And I've taken the time. You can check out my website. We go into a lot of detail. If you, I think some people have been reading the novels that we put up there. We go into a lot of detail because I really care about the issues. It's something that's why I was motivated to run. Because if we just do it with bumper stickers and anecdotes, that's not gonna win us elections. We got to show that we know what we're talking about and that we're here for real and that we can take Jim Moran on June 10th. I would love to talk to anybody. You can call my cell phone directly. It's 863-AMIT. It's pretty easy to remember. So I would love to hear from any of you. And thank you again. I hope to have you vote on June 10th.